If she's quiet, calm, and oddly agreeable lately, you've already been replaced, brother.
We're going live, baby.
We'll do it live.
You're listening to the premier podcast for men who want to not only be better with women, but want to be better men in general. This is the Come On Man podcast. And here's your host,
Paul Bauer.
Paul Bauer. He is a certified master life coach and NLP practitioner.
What's going on, guys? Edging that algorithm this morning. Hey, guys, happy Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. Are you all feeling extra rainbowy this morning? Why is it that we have an entire month dedicated to Skittles, but only one day dedicated to veterans? Right? Seems like we have our priorities messed up, don't you think? Drop a one in the chat if you think that's a little messed up. Drop a rainbow in the chat if you love Skittles. Okay. Hey guys, did you know this weekend I created an X account for Nurse Chick? You can follow her on X here. I'm going to drop a link, and I helped her create 20 hacks for women so that they can keep their man. All right. And you can download that for free. I'll drop a link to that in the chat as well. All right, guys, let's get into it today. If you guys are new to the channel, my name is Paul Bauer, and I help men level up and get better with women. And the funny thing about doing that is it tends to make us better men in all areas of our lives. Let me know if this sounds like you at all. Okay. Something feels off. She's not picking fights. She's not raising her voice. In fact, she's eerily calm. No more arguments, no more complaints, but no more affection either. You keep telling yourself, it's nothing, that she's just stressed, that it'll pass. But here's what most men miss. When a woman's done, she doesn't announce it. She starts preparing. Today, I'm breaking down the 20 subtle signs your wife has secretly decided to divorce you, not the obvious ones, the ones you catch too late. And in the first 5 alone, she's already talking to lawyers, already writing the story in her head, and you don't even know you're the villain in her version of that story. Let's get into it today. But first, guys, do be sure to like, subscribe, and hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday without fail. Sound off in the comments if you are watching live right now. I like hearing from you, okay? And plus, that helps boost us in the algorithm. And if you guys have questions, a burning question, or just something you really need to get off your chest, try sending that as a super chat. That helps support the show probably more than anything else. I could bring all these comments and super chats up on the screen. You can be a part of the show, but sending a super chat highlights it in the background so I can see it better. Plus, it's like giving me a tip. I'm out here busking for you guys. And if you guys didn't know, my new book, Forget That Bitch, A Red Pill Guide to Breakups, drops on Friday. That's why we're talking about your divorce is imminent, baby. And she's about to drop that brick in your lap. You're going to need this book to climb out of the wreckage. All right. So the first one we have here, she's quietly gathering documents, right? Tax returns, account info, birth certificates. If all of a sudden she's organizing all of your important paperwork out of nowhere, she's never done this before, she's on her way out, brother. A lot of the times when you go see a lawyer or an attorney, rather, you have to have this stuff. You have to have all this documentation so they can see how much money the guy's worth, so he knows how much to go after, right? Plus, there's also, especially in the state of Colorado, there's like a formula that they have to go through. They have to determine your income and her income, and then based off that formula determines how much alimony you owe her and how much child support you got to pay. Yeah, it's good stuff, guys. Good stuff. She's reconnecting with an ex or male friend from the past, right? No innocent reason. Okay. This is plan B, or it was plan A. You ever hear the concept of alpha widow, right? Chick was like fell in love with this guy from the past, but for whatever reason, she couldn't lock him down. Or maybe he moved on to another girl. And so she settled for your ass, right? But now all of a sudden he's divorced too. And she's like, oh, this is my chance. I finally get to dump this schlub and go with the guy that I've always been loving. And my heart's been pining for this whole time because he dicked me down right. So all of a sudden she's reconnecting with people from her past. It's not a good sign, brother. It's not a good sign. She's suddenly overly involved with the kids' schedules, right? She's preparing a custody narrative. Now, this is very common. How many of you guys experienced this in your divorce? There's a lot of guys that are post-divorce in here, especially a lot of the Wolfpack brothers. They've been through what you're experiencing right now, and they've come out better on the other side. They've learned from this type of thing, but this is very common, right? She starts to her claim as the responsible parent. One of the things, if you go through a custody battle, that that her attorney is going to do is like ask you the name of your kids' teachers, ask them like what the schedule is, because a lot of dads just hand that kind of planning and stuff off to their wife. Well, your wife is going to use that against you in court so that she can fight for full custody of the kids and try to take your kids away. And her attorney is going to use that. And just because you don't necessarily know all of your kids' teachers by name doesn't really mean anything. But in the court of law, in front of a jury and stuff like that, it does tend to persuade people into thinking that you're not a responsible parent. Right? So they use that. This is a tactic. It's a well-known tactic that they use, right? So if all of a sudden she's overly involved in memorizing teachers' names and all that kind of stuff, she's planning a custody battle narrative. Right? Pay attention. A lot of this stuff guys aren't even paying attention to until it's too late. She's getting legal advice casually. Right? Comments like, I talked to a lawyer friend, or I was just curious. That kind of stuff's just never casual or random. I'll tell you what my ex-wife did. And I didn't find this out because she was very sneaky about it. Most women, most of this kind of stuff, you're not even going to see. She's going to be super sneaky about it. Okay. But she's planning her exit. One thing that I found out in hindsight that my ex-wife did was she had a strategy to move us back to Colorado, to be closer to family. She originally wanted to move to Utah to be closer with her sister, but I didn't have any family in Utah, right? But she also had family over in Denver, and she has family in Salt Lake City. Well, smack dab in the middle is where my parents are. That's how we ended up here in the cow pastures, because I said, oh, well, let's just move back to Colorado. That way we both are closer to our relatives, and you're equal distance from both sets of your family. Right. And so the original idea was to move back here to Colorado, temporarily stay with my folks, and then look for houses on the eastern slope over in Denver, because that's where all the jobs are. Right. There's no jobs out here in the cow pasture unless you want to be a rancher or a coal miner. Right. Anyway, so we move out here under the pretense that that's what we're going to do. We're just trying to move closer to family. That's what she told me. That's what she argued. But really, this was her exit strategy, right? And so we moved back here. We moved with my folks. Every house we look at on the eastern slope, she's just dragging her feet. Nothing's good enough. Oh, that's not the right house. There's something wrong with this. Because she didn't really want to buy a house. She was buying time. She was researching the law. She was researching the law in Colorado. And January of 2014, they were about to implement a new alimony formula where she was going to be guaranteed a big chunk of my money. So she wanted to wait until January to file so that she could take advantage of that new law. Okay. Women do this kind of shit. And why wouldn't they? Like, I'm not mad at her for doing that. It's actually very smart on her part, but women do this, and you need to be on the lookout for this sort of thing. Right. So anyway, she took advantage of that. I ended up having to pay her over a period of 5 years, about $100,000. It just in alimony. I'm still paying child support. I'm paying about about $1,000 a month in child support just for my son. Right? It's not cool, man. But they're doing this. They're planning their exit. Okay. She wants to split responsibilities that were always yours, right? She's repositioning herself for independence. So financially and logistically. So if you don't already have control of the finances, like let's say you do have control of the finances and you're the one that does all the bill paying and budgeting and all that kind of stuff, which is what you need to be doing as a man. Okay. Let's say that's happening. All of a sudden she's going to want to be a part of that now. All of a sudden she's going to say, hey, do you mind if I just take over the bills and stuff? Because now she wants to be able to manage the money and start siphoning funds off into a private account. My ex-wife did that too. She opened up a private account and started, when she left and filed for divorce, we had a big payout from our house that we sold in California. And it was just sitting in a bank account. And we were supposed to use that money as a down payment to buy our next house. She took half of that and siphoned it into her private account and then bailed. Right. And when I talked to my attorney, he's like, possession's 9/10 of the law. She had access to the bank account. There's nothing you could do about it. It was her money too. And so I never got that money back. Right. Like she just took it. Luckily, she didn't take all of it. She could have been a vindictive bitch and take all of it. You guys ever see the movie True Lies when Tom Arnold's character is talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger and he's like, she took the fucking ice cube trays out of the freezer. What kind of vindictive bitch takes the ice cube trays out of the freezer? Anyway, so that's what they do, right? So if a lot of guys, and this is one of the things I coach men on when they're doing the dead bedroom thing, I'm like, take back control of the finances. You need to own that. And you need to take that burden off her because that's more of a masculine job anyway. And you're the one making all the money. Why are you giving it all to her and letting her give you an allowance? Fuck that. This is your money. You give her an allowance and then you manage your own money. Okay. Anyway, most guys don't do that. They're like, I'll pay the bills. She handles everything else. Well, if she handles everything else, she can do all this stuff and you'll never fucking know about it. Never fucking know about it. But guys, it gets colder from here. In the next segment, she doesn't just pull away. She starts making power moves. Financially, emotionally, and even socially, as if she's already single. And if you're not ready for sign number 12, you won't see the blind side coming. But before we get into that, guys, do follow me on social media. I am trying to build up my X account, so follow me over there. I am going hard on X this year. I'm going to double my followers this year, and I'm really trying to push hard on that. Like I said before, Nurse Chick, she's got a book that she's trying to finish up. So we created her an X account. So follow her on X. Oh, hey, here she is. Look at this. Nurse Chick's in the house. Look at that. She's got a new avatar and everything. And she gets this.
So naughty.
I'm going to come.
Definitely. And guys, if your wives are looking for good ideas on how to keep you around, grab Nurse Chick's free list of 20 ways to keep a man happy. 20 hacks to keep your man happy and keep him coming back for more is what it says there. I dropped a link to that in the chat too. Let's see here. What do we got? All right. What else are we supposed to be doing? Oh, guys, get on my damn email list too. All right. I've got an ebook. If this is you, she's about ready to drop that brick in your lap and you're like, man, like, okay, she divorced me or she's about to divorce me or she's at least served me with papers. I got to get her back. Okay. Well, fine. Here's how you get her back. All right. There's a free ebook in the description for that. I also have a free ebook, She's Made You Weak, which if you're not quite at this place, get this, okay? Because it explains why your relationship is eroding in the first place and what you can do to start turning that around. But the big thing I want you guys to know about is Forget That Bitch, a red pill guide to breakups. It drops here on Friday in paperback, hardcover, and Kindle edition. You can pre-order the Kindle edition now, and also the Audible edition should drop Friday as well. I've got this timed right. It should drop Friday. In fact, I got a notice on this weekend though saying Audible's about to have a sale, and so they were going to postpone my book coming out for another week. And they're like, click here if that's a problem. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's a problem. I've been telling everybody everything's dropping at the same time this time. So anyway, should drop Friday. But I got a story for you, okay? There was a man who noticed the distance growing. She wasn't warm anymore. She wasn't angry either, just cold. And he told himself it was just a phase, that he had figured it out, that he just needed more time to fix things on his own. He didn't talk to anyone, didn't ask for help. He just kept coasting, hoping it would work itself out. But then one morning, she said she was done. She already had the paperwork, already had a plan. And all he could say was, I didn't think we were there yet. But the truth, she'd left months ago. He just hadn't noticed. If you're listening to this and you think you still have time, you might be exactly where he was. And if that's the case, you don't need to win her back. You need to win yourself back. Okay. That's why I wrote Forget That Bitch, a red pill guide to breakups. It's not to patch up a sinking ship, but to help you climb out of the wreckage and rebuild. The paperback, hardcover, and Audible versions drop Friday, but you can pre-order the Kindle edition now. The link's in the chat. It's also in the description. Don't wait. Don't wait like he did. All right. That being said, let's get on with this list, guys. She's suggesting you see a therapist alone. My ex-wife, she wanted me at the end. She had already filed at this point, but she wanted me to see go see a therapist about my anger problems, my anger management. Any of you guys ever had your wife say something like that to you? That you have anger problems and you need to fix that. Yeah. She wants you to look like the problem on paper while she gets sympathy points. Now she did this at mediation. She said at mediation, she would agree to some kind of term if I agreed to do anger management, right? Go to a therapist for anger management. The thing was, that pissed me off. Thing was, like, in hindsight, she wasn't wrong. She wasn't wrong. I didn't have strong mental frame in that marriage, and I did have anger problems. She wasn't wrong. If your wife's telling you this, she probably has a point, brother. Now, you don't necessarily have to see a therapist, okay? You can work with a coach. You can read all my books, talk about rewiring your mental frame so you're not so reactive, you're more responsive, okay? Just listen to my books 10 to 15 times. Okay. That will work on that sort of thing with you. If that's a problem for you. Okay. It was definitely a problem for me. I admit it. I fully admit it. I definitely had anger problems. I still every once in a while, will have something that'll set me off. This morning, I'm trying to record a TikTok. I didn't have very much time. I had a lot of stuff going on before the podcast. I was trying to juggle, and I'm trying to record this. My fucking cat is sitting over here on the windowsill, and she's scratching, and she's got a little bell. So she's like, and I'm like, are you done yet? And she's just doing it for a full fucking minute. And I'm like, God damn it. So she finally stops. I go to record like 2 more sentences, and then she starts up again. I'm like, God damn it. Get the fuck out of here with your fucking bell. Every once in a while, man. Every once in a while, I still get set off, Not perfect. All right. She's taking more solo trips or weekends away. Now, I did an episode a couple of weeks ago about signs that your girls might be cheating on you. She might have already moved on and found another guy. Like, this is the thing, right? She's acting single now, right? Girls trip. Personal reset, what it really means is she's doing a test run for a single life. She's going out to see if she still got it, right? Oh, can I still attract these men? And then when she finds out, yeah, I can, because if your wife hasn't completely let herself go, she probably can. She could probably attract a pretty good looking dude. My ex-wife, when we got divorced, she was still good looking. She is not now. 10 years later, after she's been remarried, she has let herself go. Oh my God. I'm like, when I see her now, I'm like, oof, I dodged a bullet, bro. Thank God. Thank God. Now I'm dating a girl that's 9 years younger and she's a fitness competitor. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, what's up, nurse chick? What's going on, girl? All right. She's becoming weirdly agreeable during fights. She's not fighting to fix things. She's documenting her calmness for court. Think about that one. This is one that Ryan Stone talks about in Dread. I think he had a field report in there about a guy who the guy did this. He realized that his wife was documenting everything, so he made sure to word everything in a way that made him look like the better person. Right? Women will do this, right? They will document the arguments that you're having, and she'll act like she's the calm one and make you look like you're the fucking crazy person. This is a tactic. This is why having solid mental frame is so important. Having your emotions in check is so important, especially when she's dropped that brick in your lap. Okay. But I'll tell you what, you not having your mental frame is probably what got you here in the first place. Okay. She's emotionally bonding with someone else, even if not physically. Okay. Affairs aren't always physical. Emotional infidelity often comes from, actually, all cheating doesn't start in the bedroom. All cheating doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts with a conversation. Right? Maybe she's banging Chad from accounting. Well, Chad from accounting and her, they have conversations over coffee during breaks, like in the break room, they're having conversations. Right? Or she's responding to DMs from ex-boyfriends and stuff on Facebook or Instagram. Okay? That's where cheating starts, where she's entertaining conversations with other dudes. Like, that's not okay. That's not okay. Now, I'm not saying go snooping through her phone or anything like that, but if you notice that whenever you're hanging out, she's always like smiling and like texting people and stuff like that, instead of spending that time with you, that's a red flag, man. That's a red flag, right? She stopped complaining about the marriage altogether. She's done complaining about it. She's been complaining about it probably for 2 years now. And all of a sudden it stops, dries up. When the nagging dies, so does the relationship. Silence is her exit strategy. She's done arguing with you about it. She's done trying to give you hints. This is what frustrates men so much. Like, women they're not direct, right? They speak covertly. They're not overt. So when they want something to change, instead of just talking about it and saying, hey, this is a problem for me, like, we need to work on this, I can't be in a relationship like this, they start nagging and bitching and they start acting bad and, all this kind of stuff. And they're just sort of subtly hoping that you get it. And most guys aren't getting it. They're like, God, my wife's being a bitch, right? And then they go talk to their friends that know nothing about women, and their friends are like, yeah, that's just how wives are. Like, we should have never gotten married. Like, marriage, right? Like, married, what a bunch of bitches, right? Like, they think it's normal. They think it's normal. Yeah, once you put a ring on it, that's when the nagging starts. My dad used to joke about cancer of the ear, right? My dad made these business cards up years ago that said, aha, Abused Husbands of America, very much like No Ma'am. And it said like charter member or something on it. And he would hand it out to other husbands, and they all thought it was funny because that's just how marriage is supposed to be. Well, she's supposed to be a nagging bitch, and you're supposed to get cancer of the ear. And that's life, right? People think this is normal. It's not fucking normal. Okay. So if this is you and you're like, yeah, I'm abused husbands of America and I got cancer of the ear, and then all of a sudden that stops, it's because she's done with you, bro. You've seen her getting quiet. You felt her pull away. But what comes next is when she stops pretending to be your wife and starts quietly preparing to be your ex-wife. In the final stretch, we're not talking subtle hints anymore. We're talking strategy. A new life being built right under your nose. From sudden power moves to secret Zillow tabs, to that haunting look in her eyes that says, this isn't a rough patch. It's a countdown. We're breaking down the final 10 signs after this. And trust me, if you've seen sign number 17, you're already on borrowed time, brother. All right. But in the meantime, a good place to start working on this, if you haven't joined already, is the Wolf Pack. And let me ask you a question. Who's ready to run with the wolves, brother?
Bear Club? Not anymore.
Home, midlife drift, feeling alone. You don't need hacks, blogs, lies. You need men with fire in their eyes. We rebuild from the ground up. No excuses, no soft stuff. Telegram lit 24/7. Brothers locked in steel, not heaven. Step inside the pack. We don't fall, we attack. Truth, fire, presence, we bring it back. Masculine pride, no time to slack. Step inside the pack. Drop your past, claim your track. No therapy talk, no playing small. We sharpen blades, we take it all.
Woo, give me that too sweet, baby. Drop them 2 sweets in the chat. Hey, this last Saturday, brother Dan, man, his presentation about using hostage negotiation tactics in your marriage was fucking awesome. It was fucking awesome. It's going to be up until Friday. If you guys haven't joined the Wolfpack now, join now and catch that before it's too late. Okay. And then guys, if you want to work with me one-on-one, I do offer one-on-one coaching. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. I primarily work with guys in dead bedroom situations, but sometimes guys either wait too fucking late to come talk to me and it's over. It's already over. Okay. That happens 9 times out of 10. Most guys who come to me, their marriage is already fucking over. They just don't know it yet. And they've waited too fucking long. Don't wait too fucking long. Okay. Book a call now. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. Let me help you with that. If she's already dropped that brick in your lap and you're going to need help moving on, I also help guys with breakup recovery too. Okay. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com for that. We do have a super chat here. Hold on. We have a super chat here from brother Erkin with 10 stacks. And he's not a wolf pack brother, but he did send $10. So I'm going to give him the shaking booty video.
Super chat, we see you there. Shake it, dance without a care. Sending love from everywhere. Groovy beats we all can share. Your support is so divine. Moving closer to the line. Thank you, you're the best. Party on, we never rest.
All right. Not $10. It was 10 secs. All right. She's reading books or watching videos on starting over. Okay. If her feed is full of self-help, divorce stories, and empowerment posts, she's rewiring herself to leave. How many have you guys seen like girls vague booking about like a girl finding her strength and all this kind of shit? You see that kind of stuff all the time, either before she dumps that brick in your lap or at least right after. There's a a gal I went to high school with, I noticed she was putting those types of vague booking shit on Facebook about how she's feeling stronger now and all this stuff. And I was like, what's going on? It's just like, oh, we divorced back in December or whatever. I was like, yeah, I knew that. I knew you guys were like, there's certain relationships where you could just tell that it's not going to last and that divorce is inevitable. All right. She was one of those. She's making power moves without you. New car, new job, big financial decision. She's already acting as a single woman. Now, this is one thing that I tell guys to do, right? Especially if she's not fucking you anymore, brother, right? If you're in a dead bedroom situation, why are you asking for her permission to do shit? And that's the biggest thing when I get guys on breakthrough calls, right? To see if they're a good fit for my one-on-one program. One of the first things I ask is, are you the one that makes financial decisions or do you have to consult with the wife? And a lot of guys are like, oh, out of respect for her, I would have to consult her. And I'm like, she's not fucking you though. She's not fucking you. Why do you need her permission to fix yourself, to fix the situation? Why do you need her buy-in on this? You know, she's clearly not bought in on you already. If you have to bring her in, I go, but if that's the case, then she needs to be on this call too. Right? I go, but I'll tell you what, if she knows you're working on this stuff, she's going to undermine you every fucking step of the way. She's every little thing I tell you to do, she's going to go, oh, did your coach tell you that? Oh, is that something your coach told you to do? Right? And she's going to fucking, and then you're going to lose your shit because you haven't worked on your mental frame yet and you're going to fail. So don't ask for her permission. You don't need her permission. You need to set the tone and lead your own relationship and make your own fucking decisions. Right? Do you want coaching or don't you? Right? If you're not sure, don't book a call with me. Okay. I don't know. Fucking don't book a call with me. Okay. I need guys who are coachable, decisive, and they're ready to make a move. All right. If you're not there yet, don't waste each other's time. Okay. Brother Dan in Wolfpack recently did that. His wife he and his wife are on rocky terms, and he's working on this stuff. He's reading the book. He's reading all my books. He's going hard on this shit. He's got all the workbooks. He's doing all this stuff. He's in the Wolfpack, and his transmission died on his truck on a road trip. He was coming back he went up north somewhere, and he's coming back and his transmission died on his truck, and it's an older truck. And he said, fuck it. I'm not going to ask for permission. I'm just going to buy a fucking truck. So he did. I was like, good for you, man. Good for you. But if she's doing this kind of shit, she's already checked out, brother. She's already checked out. Let's see here. She's dismissing your physical touch like it's unwanted noise, right? When you go to touch her, she recoils. Ugh, don't touch me. Ugh, don't touch me, right? It's not anger. It's in disinterest or disgust, right? Now, one of the things, dude, don't even ask Kamal. I see this comment. I can't never remember that. Thank you. It's Swedish krona. It's Swedish krona. I knew that. I only need Erkin to tell me every fucking time he says it. I'll never get it. So anyway, I had one of the things that I teach guys to try to rebuild that intimacy is tease, touch, and tell. Right? You've got to do that Kino escalation with your girl, okay, to rebuild that physical intimacy. At first, she might recoil and pull back and all that kind of stuff, okay? But if she's not totally checked out, she's going to be responsive to that. But if she's totally checked out, she fucking hates you and she's disgusted by you, she's not going to receive that. She's not going to want to receive that. That's a sign. That's a big sign. She's overcorrecting her public image. So she's cleaning up her social media, posting happy family pics. She's building a case to look like the good one. Because, in family court, oftentimes they will use what you post on social media against you. Now, I hate to say this, okay? I hate to say this because I'm a big like Second Amendment guy. Okay, I'm a big Second Amendment guy, but if all your posts are of you blowing shit up and like shooting guns and all this kind of stuff, and that's what's on your public social media, your wife will work with her attorney. They'll build this case that you're an unstable guy, and they'll try to use your social media posts against you. Right? I knew of a lady who hired a divorce attorney, this real fucking shark, this bitch attorney out here in Grand Junction. And this lady was like one of the top family attorneys out here in Grand Junction. And she said, if you're going to be my client, you have zero social media. That means you have to not only like correct your Facebook, you got to delete it, because she goes, other attorneys are going to use that against you. Because I do. I'll use that shit against your husband, or if you hire her and you are the husband, I'll use that shit against your wife. So you get rid of it. They use this shit, okay? So if she's overcorrecting her public image, all of a sudden, like all these old photos and stuff of you guys together are disappearing, like they're being put on private. You don't see any pictures of her with you anymore. Dude, that's a fucking sign, brother. Look for this stuff. She's talking to mutual friends without you around, okay? She's shaping their opinion, laying the groundwork, getting allies. There's a lot of times this will happen, right? You have mutual friends. Actually, let's be honest. Let's be real here. Most of your mutual friends aren't really your fucking friends anyway. They're her friends, and she forces you to hang out with them. Guys are terrible about making their own friends. That's one of the reasons why I created Wolfpack, so that guys can meet friends outside of work and family and shit, right? Most men have what we call forced friends. You're acquaintances with these people because you have to. You have to work with them. You go to school with them. You have to be around them so you get along with them, right? But they're not your friends. That's a good reason to get in Wolfpack. But she's going to go around and she's going to try to get them on her side and build allies and, get people to spy on you for her. It's dirty. It's a dirty fucking game, guys. She's suddenly into manifesting or following her truth. Now, there's nothing wrong with manifesting. I'm a big believer in it. I'm a big believer in it. But if all of a sudden she's never into this before and now she's into it, now she's trying to manifest a better husband. You're not a part of her vision board, though, brother. If she's like really into this, she's trying to envision a better life for herself that you guys don't have together. Okay. Something to look out for. Something for you to try to. Because it works, right? It works. She's cold to your wins and smug when you lose. Okay. So she no longer wants you to succeed. She's emotionally divested. So if you like get a promotion at work, she's not happy for you. Something good happens, she's not happy for you. But if something bad happens, something gets fucked up, she's all over that. She's all over that to fucking dig it in. That's a sign, brother. She's asking hypothetical questions about divorce or separation. If we ever split, if she ever asks you a question like that, she's thinking about it every day. My ex-wife, she used to say this shit, right? She'd be like, if we ever split up, if we ever got divorced, promise me you won't get married again, because I don't want the kids, living with another woman in the house or something like this. She told me to promise her that. And I told her, I go, look, if this isn't going to work out, I'm never getting married again. Don't fucking kid yourself. Fucking kid yourself. What are you talking about? I'm never like, if this is my one shot at this. If this doesn't work out, I never want to get Uncle Sam involved in my relationship again. Right. And anyway, so she told me to promise that. The funny thing is that 11 months later, when I met Red Pill Chick, she started dating an old acquaintance that she knew growing up. Right. Her current husband is a guy that was best friends with her older brother when they were in high school. And so she knew this guy. And he was single and she's single, and they got together and now they got married and stuff. And I just thought it was hilarious because she wanted to get married to this guy and live with him. And I was like, right before we got divorced, she's telling me to promise her not to fucking get married. Fuck off. Fuck off. Anyway, if she's saying shit like that, she's bringing up hypotheticals of you guys not being together, she's thinking about it. Okay, that's a major sign. She accidentally, let's say this scenario, she accidentally leaves her browsers open, right? She doesn't lock her computer and you happen to go sit down at the computer. Maybe you guys have a shared family computer or something like that. It's very common. You sit down and you notice that she's looking at apartments, houses, or new cities online. Well, that's weird, right? No one browses Zillow for fun when married. Okay. She's planning an escape route. And I guarantee when you ask her about it, you're like, why are you looking at apartments? She'll be like, oh, I was a friend of mine was looking for it. I was just trying to help her move. Like that kind of shit will come up, right? It'll be very like, oh, I got busted. I better make up an excuse, right? She's looking at other houses. She'll be like, oh, I was just thinking, maybe we can move to another. She'll make up some bullshit. She's really planning her exit though. Okay. Like, especially if you guys haven't discussed moving and like, you're not going to move. Like, I like this house. I'm not moving. Like, what do you mean you're looking at other houses, right? It's a red flag. She has a calm, dead-eyed look when you try to reconnect with her. Okay. So you get my book. You get my book. Where the fuck is it? Get her to fuck you again. Okay. You've been working on this and you're trying to reconnect. You're trying to apply what's going on and get her to fuck you again. And she just gives you a dead-eyed look when you're trying to do any of this stuff. Okay. She's not mad. She's not sad. She's just already gone. Okay. Her body just hasn't left yet. You've waited too long, brother. You've waited too long. She's about to drop that brick in your lap. And this is the book for you now. If you guys didn't know, the way I planned out this book series, it's a 3-book series. My next book, I've been working on that hard. I'm planning on dropping that in December if all things go well. It's going to be called Keep Your Bitch, right? Keep Your Bitch. But it's a which way series because most guys don't end up in the dating circuit in their mid-30s, and older out of fun. They usually end up here because they're in a relationship that's either going downhill or it's already gone downhill and they're in divorce, right? So if you're in a relationship where your marriage is going downhill and you're recognizing the signs, get her to fuck you against the book. But if you've waited too long and you can't turn this around, or if you're working on yourself and you realize that she's a boat anchor and she's just holding you back, Forget That Bitch is the next book. Okay. But either way, if you turn this relationship around and get her to fuck you again, or you find a better woman and forget that bitch, because that's how this book goes. It's like gets you over her and then moves you on so you do it right this time. Okay. Then the next book for both of them is going to be the one that's coming out in December. Okay. But for now, if you're here, it's too late. She's either already dropped that brick into your lap or you've seen all these signs and divorce is imminent. Forget That Bitch is going to be your book. Okay. You can pre-order it on Kindle. Again, I'm going to drop a link right now. Otherwise, it drops in paperback, hardcover, and Audible on Friday. And if even a few of these signs hit close to home, don't wait until she's packing a suitcase and serving you papers. Most men think they've got more time. They don't. And by the time they realize it, they're already standing in the rubble, confused, broken, and blindsided. If your marriage is slipping, but she hasn't left yet, brother, stop fucking around. Stop fucking around and reach out. Okay? Book a call. But if the damage is already done, if you're watching this with that hollow feeling in your chest, knowing she's already gone, that's exactly why I wrote Forget That Bitch. Okay? Not to wallow in your pain, but to guide you out of it step by step, to help you rebuild your confidence, your identity, and your edge. I also offer the coaching for divorce recovery if you're struggling, but start with the book. Start with the book. There's also a workbook. It's already out. You can grab the workbook now. Okay. But start with the book. It drops Friday in paperback, hardcover, and Audible. You can pre-order the Kindle edition right now. I dropped a link in the chat. It's also in the description. But don't let her exit be your undoing, okay? A lot of guys go through a divorce or a breakup, and they just want to end things. They think she was their world. They think she's the one. She's their soulmate. And if she doesn't want them, then they have nothing to live for, right? So they zero out, okay? Don't let her exit be your undoing. Let it be the moment you finally rise. Right? Can I get a fucking hell yeah? If you guys are in the wolf pack, give me a 2 sweet in the chat for that one, okay? Guys, tune into the podcast on Wednesday. We're going to talk about getting out dating again after a breakup or divorce and how to go about doing it right. There's a method to the madness, okay? And if you're frustrated by modern dating, you're probably not doing it right. You're probably doing it wrong. You're getting pissed off at the dating apps. You're getting pissed off at all the single moms out there and whatever else guys bitch about online. You're not doing it right. There's a method to the madness. There's a reason why women only go for the top 20% of guys on dating apps and stuff like that. It's the same thing at a bar. People bitch about dating apps. If you go to a bar, it's mostly going to be dudes in there. Just like on a dating app, it's mostly dudes, and the small amount of chicks are going to get all the attention from all the guys, and they're only going to give attention to a small few groups of guys. Well, there's a reason why they go for certain guys and not your dumbass. Because they're working within the matrix, right? There's a method to the madness. Instead of bitching about it online, I keep kicking the hornet's nest of MGTOW and incel guys because they've already given up here. They just use all the stats they see online as a reason to not even try. The stats don't apply to you. If you realize that there's a method to the madness, okay? Forget that bitch. I will guide you through that, but tune in on Wednesday because we're going to talk about it more. Guys, if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Typically, I talk about dead bedrooms and trying to get out of this situation, but because Forget That Bitch is coming out Friday, we are talking about it from a position of guys who they waited too fucking long. So that's why we talked about it today, and also give those guys a slap in the fucking face. Like, guys, stop fucking around. Do something about this, or you're going to need my book. You're going to need the next book. Okay. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for Erkin for the Swedish kronas. I appreciate that. Follow me on social media, especially on X. And guys, do Forget That Bitch. It drops on Friday. And if you want to work with me one-on-one to try to avoid having to get this book a call. Go to call.fixdeadbedrooms.com. That's all we got. We will see you guys. Oh, hey, we've got Dar Fitness. Oh, hey, Dar Fitness is in the house. He's also a Wolfpack brother. Stop asking for permission. Start asking for approval. Stop asking for permission and asking for approval. Nothing dries out of a JJ more than that. I agree. He is a Wolfpack brother, so I'm going to give him the titties.
Thank you for the super chats. Boobies bouncing, can't stop that. From the east to the west, you are the best. Keep those chats coming in, let's do it all again.
All right, and demonetized. All right, guys, that's all we got. We will see you guys on Friday.
This has been
Wednesday.
This has been the Come On Man podcast. Now, go out and get it.